tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted.
Yes. Hello. Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. You know who I am. You know what I'm here to do. I'm here to rock. Joining me as always in the studio is my man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Xavier Guerrero.
What's up?
What's up, brother? And joining us in studio to bring the year home, an amazing year for Tinfoil Hat, and he's a big part of it. My good friend and yours, my brother from another mother, Eddie Bravo.
Thank you for having me.
What's up, brother?
Same old shit.
Banging it out, dude. Doing a final show for the year. It's been a good year, and I love you very much, man. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for this show and done for me, and so it's always an honor to fucking go to battle with you, brother. You know, going on the road, selling out our rock clubs now. We're doing rock clubs.
Yeah. Portland was
off
awesome.
the hook.
Yeah, Portland was awesome.
You know, I mean, it's an interesting town for sure. I had a great time. I couldn't find any chicken soup, you know? I'm like, hey, does anyone know where soup is? Well, they're like a vegan sushi restaurant down the street. I'm like, okay, man.
You went to sleep, but we went to Voodoo Donuts.
I heard.
Dude, they have baby coffins at Voodoo Donuts. I don't know why, but they have baby coffins.
Yeah, and it's creepy. And you got the swirlies all over the place.
They have great donuts, though.
That's the whole thing. It's like, what do you do, man?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like, I love the movie Taxi Driver, but we know Robert De Niro shady as shit. Like, what do I do?
Yeah. You can't red pill 24/7. You got a blue. I like the blue pill on the weekends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch football, all that shit. You know?
People do that with me. They're always like, "Hey, dude, how do you watch pro sports? You know, it's all rigged." I go, "I mean, dude, I need to enjoy something."
Yeah, and totally. I mean, it's harder to watch movies now than ever before.
Oh, it's so hard, dude.
It's tough.
It's so hard.
And the crazy thing is that when you've seen Joker, right? Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Until they got to like the obvious like Trump propaganda, I was thinking, man, finally, this movie crushes. This is amazing.
They have to do that.
Yeah. Then they threw in the Trump propaganda.
They have to do it. There's no way that they, dude. One of my favorite things on YouTube is epic rap battles of history. Do you guys ever watch those?
You showed me those. Those are funny.
Those are the best, man. Have you ever seen those videos?
Maybe.
Where they take like two figures from history and they write rap battles for them, and it's probably the most slickest, well produced thing on YouTube. And
I'll check it out.
And one of them is Hillary versus Trump.
Oh shit!
And it's so interesting because
they don't use their voices though, right?
No. I don't even know how they get away with using they'll have like Iron Man versus Tin Man, right? I think those are copyrighted, trademark brands. I don't know how they get away with doing it, but somehow they do. And they had Trump versus Hillary, and it was just real interesting because like they would do a dig on Hillary, and then they would like walk
Hold
back.
it up to the mic. Let's hear that shit.
I think
it reminded me of Celebrity Deathmatch.
You could just put it on speakerphone and just hold it up to the mic.
Hold on one second. I'm not going to play it because YouTube's on fire right now, but I'll show it to you. It's so interesting, dude.
You can't play it, even just the audio?
I mean, like, dude, they have software, dude. I was getting a tattoo. I got 607 right here on my leg. And in the background distance is some song playing. Somebody dinged me for playing that song. So if that video made any money, whoever wrote that song would get get all the money. Like it's crazy. You can't do anything, dude. I do a show here called Conspiracies Now, and they'll put stuff in the background, a video run in the background on a green screen. You can't even see the whole video, but somehow the system dings me for that. It's
Crazy.
like, dude, it is nuts. We'll get into that, but I don't think you can make something that in any way fucking is pro-Trump on a large scale. I don't think you can do that. I don't think they'll let you do that.
Yeah, you can't. Can you imagine a pro-Trump documentary on Netflix? Never happen.
Never. Like, they had that whole thing about that super religious family that they were trying to, run Washington, D.C. I don't know what the name of the doc is, but it broke
It was
down.
on Netflix?
Yeah.
So what was the
whole thing is like they would never do that about Mossad. Like there's certain things that you could tee off on. Like we have it right now with gay Jesus, right?
Yeah.
That thing going on in Latin America, how everyone's losing their skulls. And I personally, you could do whatever you want. I will always be pro artist. I think there's no jokes that I think are off limit. There's things I won't personally do because that's just me, but I'll defend your right to do them. Like, it's like Anthony Jeselnik, who's one of my favorite comics out there. He's got a good, 15 minutes on kiddie porn. And that's not for me. I mean, if we're into this punching up, punching down stuff, kiddie porn, I think is you don't get more defenseless than that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll defend his right to do it because I can't pick and choose what I think should be allowed. I'm not the sheriff of Comedy Town.
Okay.
And gay Jesus is the same thing. It's it's not my particular thing. I just think it's hacky. Yeah. I think that, what is this, the 60s? I mean, that's a premise from the 60s, in my opinion, gay Jesus. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. My biggest thing is how does that get greenlit? How many times you pitch a TV show and they're like, you're like, dude, you worked so hard in it. You're like, oh, no one's ever heard anything like this.
Dude, Illuminati, just all you had to say is just gay Jesus.
Yeah.
Green light.
Yeah.
they would.
But that
sounds
film
great
company,
to them.
it's not the first controversial film. They had another one where it was about the popes or some other thing where it was religious and they were hungover. So it's not the first time them pissing people off out in Brazil.
I don't know how
did you hear what happened to them? They threw firebombs at the building.
I don't know how you think it's okay to do basically slander, let's say, a guy that's literally tattooed on everybody who's down there. Everybody in Latin America has a Jesus tattoo, right? Yeah. And you're basically saying their tattoo's gay. I could see, it's ridiculous.
Their statue of liberty is Jesus going like that.
Yeah.
You've seen it. It's a whole, and everyone goes there and praises that place, and then you're going to expect them not to react to a gay
It's like
Jesus?
going to the Middle East and just doing Muhammad was bipolar show. And it's just how's that going to go over? It's just, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I have no, I don't care. I respect what Jesus, the teachings, but I really don't care. But I just think you're insulting customers.
Yeah, for sure.
You think it'd have a different reaction here in the States?
No, dude, you guys don't go to the Midwest, the South. Dude, they're fucking super religious. You think Brazil only has a statue of Jesus? Go to the Midwest. It's all over the place. And I just don't know why. I just think Hollywood just is not a business. I think it's just a propaganda tool, and this is just used to get us fighting with each other.
Yeah, I'd like to know. It's pretty obvious now that I wouldn't doubt that every major blockbuster movie, everyone is pushing some kind of propaganda. There's something behind it. But there's got to be movies, which movies got through and were trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Which big movies?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
what do you think? Have there ever been any big movies that had nothing but good intentions?
Theater-wise?
No propaganda, just pure...
It all depends, if back in the day, dude, if, before the Clintons deregulated the media, which allowed, one group to buy up mass outlets of media and consolidate them all under a couple people. If back in the day there was different ways to get on to make a movie, there were more studios, more voices, more stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know, man. But now it's just like, it's bizarro place. It's like the all-female Ghostbusters. I made a joke about that. It's like people got mad, like AG's like, oh, I get it. I got pissed at the all-female Ghostbusters. It's like, you're just, you're fucking with the classics, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why do you got to do that? What do you think that does? Like, you're making a political statement. And I just think that that's just bad business. It's just bad. I mean, like, you're not reading the data at all. And it's basically what we talk about in the show is that they just want people fighting with each other.
Yeah. I believe that.
Right? I mean, like, if we fight with each other, then we don't focus on what's really going on.
Yeah. For sure. It doesn't matter what they're fighting about, really. As long as they're fighting, they're not thinking about what you're doing. If you're doing something shady, as long as they're fighting, they're cool. They're not thinking about what I'm doing.
It's and it's everywhere, and it's relentless. It's relentless, dude. It's like everywhere you turn, people just fighting and fighting and fighting. Real quick before we get on, I know this is a weird moment. I got you a Christmas gift, dude. Forgot to bring it up. And while you look at that, I want to tell you about our good friends at Omex Cryo Freeze, all right? Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior, or someone who deals with constant joint pain, back pain, muscle soreness, or arthritis, finding a natural remedy that works that instantly works might not. You might think it doesn't exist. Most over-the-counter pain relievers, such as Icy Hot and Bengay, only focus on basic cooling effects. Not anymore, thanks to our good friends at Omex Cryo Freeze. This is a non-prescription triple-action pain relief roll-on that is specifically formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, and improve muscle joint flexibility, okay? It's CBD-powered remedy that works its magic in 10 minutes of application and relieves the relief lasts for up to 8 hours and much longer than over-the-counter products, dude. And for a special gift for our friends, our listeners, a very special promotion. They're going to give you 20% off a full body of Cryo Freeze Pain Relief Roll-On plus free shipping. That discount also applies towards all the other products site-wide. Just go to omexhealth.com today and enter the promo code TINFOILHAT to take advantage of these incredible savings. That's omexhealth.com and enter TINFOILHAT to get 20% off Cryo Freeze and everything site-wise. Take a look at that, dude.
Thank you for the shirt.
Dana does work with KISS, and we wanted to get you a KISS Army shirt.
Thank you very much, man.
No problem, brother.
What does she do for KISS?
They want to work on a doc or possibly a live show thing. So Dana did the Metallica recent live event where they showed one of their concert films, and it broke the world record for a one-day box office for a live musical event. So
that's crazy.
So people are hitting her up, so we know that you're a KISS person, right?
Yes.
Bam! Yeah. I was like, oh fuck, I hope he's a KISS guy.
No. I'm a huge KISS fan. Not so much, the latest KISS. You know how they have a fake Ace Frehley and a fake Peter Criss. I'm not so into that.
Yeah.
They probably did 2 or 3 albums with the fake lineup. And I don't know any songs. I'm an old KISS historian. I stop at the first couple reunion tours, and that was it. Like 95 was the first reunion tour. I got third row to that. That was amazing. And then they did another reunion tour, and I got like 20th row for that. Then they did another reunion tour, and I'm like, you know what? I was at the Pond, and it was like, and I just got shitty nosebleed seats, and I remember sitting there, and I swear to God, thinking, and it was the first time I got stoned at a KISS concert, because I didn't start smoking weed till 98. So now, and the first 2 reunion tours, I wasn't stoned, just like I never was. And man, I was stoned, sitting nosebleed at the Pond in Anaheim, and they were playing the same fucking songs, man. Cold Gin, and it was just really irritating. Stoned, it was irritating. And then watching all these crazy lunatic fans like dancing to KISS. It disgusted me for a second. I was like, so I swear for like a year, I was like, fuck Kiss. I'm fucking through with this shit. I go, what? They had me indoctrinated. I was brainwashed into liking Kiss. So I wouldn't listen to Kiss for a year. And then I went through a lot of changes when I started smoking weed. And that was one of the changes. I dropped Kiss for a year. And then after a year, Rock Bottom came up on my shuffle, or my, not my shuffle, but on a CD I was playing. And I really appreciated it. Then I go, you know what? I can't hate them. You know, then I started to appreciate them again. Then I liked them again, but I never got into the new Kiss. The new Kiss is
That's how I feel about
garbage.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam's no good?
Well, I don't even know if I've listened to any new Pearl Jam. I don't know of any band. Bands are weird.
No, you know who? Tool. Because we played the whole Tool on the way to Vegas, and you were all stoked. You were like, dude, I
was super happy about it, but I got to be honest with you. You have to see their live concert to appreciate that new album. Because the album by itself didn't hit like dude, like a Tool album, a new Tool album is like a sex. It's like, even when it's bad, it's still great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a new thing. So, but after a while, Pearl Jam he just started getting like crazy. I remember seeing him in Vegas, and he was just ripping on gambling, and I'm like, dude, this is like how people make their livings here. Like, why are you just sing, man? Why are you so fucking miserable, dude? You're a lead singer of like the biggest band in the world. Why are you fucking miserable, man? Just chill the fuck out. And now he's the only one that's alive.
Really?
No. The band's still there, but I mean, all the lead singers of like that, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's really nuts, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I felt the same way. I remember seeing the Rolling Stones' first farewell tour. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm so glad I got to catch them before they ended it.
And then they did another one.
Still, dude, they've done like 10 since.
Yeah. They can't stop.
Dean Del Rey had the funniest tweet. He goes, if you go to a band's farewell tour and they come back, you should get free tickets.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's how they're selling the tickets, because everyone thinks it's their last tour.
That's so funny that you were talking about fake Ace Frehley. I wonder what if he was so crazy he wanted to be called Ace? Like, that's how big and like how much he was into it. Like,
the crazy thing is, it's how society works. You could admit it. It's just like NASA. They admit that all the pictures of space are fake. They admit it, but they know that most people won't ever find out that they're admitting it, and they just look at it and they think it's real.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's Kiss is doing the same thing. They're not saying that's Ace Frehley. They're saying that's Tommy Thayer, but he's wearing Ace Frehley costume, and they know that's not Peter Criss playing drums. That's Eric Singer, but most of the people don't even know that. They go show up to a concert and they go, "Fuck!" They just think it's Kiss. Oh, that's that space guy and the cat guy. They have no idea.
That's almost like when sitcoms try to replace an actor, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is the new one. You're like, what?
Yeah, and how Adam Schiff, remember when he made up the fake phone call?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he even said, oh, it was a parody. This is sort of how it went. But then he starts looking and reading the phone call like, I'm only going to tell you this 7 times. Listen up, and listen up good.
I'm only going to tell you 7 times.
Because the original whistleblower wrote that there was at least 7 or 8 quid pro quos, like statements that, you do this for money. And so that was the original whistleblower. So when he was reading it, he had to say something like that. And he goes, and I'm only going to tell you this 7 more times. Listen up. I want you to dig up some dirt on my political rival and Joe Biden. And I want you to dig up some good dirt. And don't call me. I'll call you. And I'm going to tell you this again. It's ridiculous.
It's so bad.
Yeah, but he knows that most people will, even though he said, oh, no, that's not the actual phone call. It was a sort of like that. And it was nothing like that. But even though people still believe that shit, they believe, oh, my God, we need to impeach him for that phone call.
Oh, dude, people were going crazy.
Yeah, they rely on people to be retarded. They need that.
Well, people just want to be right, not do right. You know what I'm saying? And like, regardless of what you think about Trump, and everybody has their opinions, mine, some days I think he's doing the right things. Some days I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Obviously, but I think that should be with every president. I think even if you like the guy, you should question everything they fucking do.
It's
right?
just real simple, man. It was either Hillary or him.
Yeah.
It was either a person that has a body count or a person that doesn't have a body count. It's just really, abrasive and a shit talker. I like a shit talker. He talks shit on the fake news and CNN so much. I love that. Anytime he's having a rally and he's pointing out, he goes, "See the fake news over there, CNN." I love that.
Yeah.
I
do
love
too.
That.
Are you
He's
concerned
calling-
about this anti-Semitism that he's this executive order about trying to basically outlaw BDS from campuses, and he's going to pull fundings, which is a direct violation of that's a pro quo right there, by the way, and a direct violation of the First Amendment. Does that make you nervous?
You know what? It's hard to really tell, because there's just three kinds of people. That's it. There's people that think Hillary good, Trump bad, or Trump good, Hillary bad, or both bad. That's it. There's only three kinds of people. You know what I mean? And for sure, Hillary good, Trump bad is
retarded.
Yeah, that's retarded.
Okay.
Right? So Trump good, Hillary bad, I'm with that. They're both bad.
Yep.
That there could be 10% that too.
Yeah.
But for sure, Clinton has over 100 people on the body count, which means she's not a murderer or anything. But there's connections to these suicides that link to. I mean, it's a body count. Look it up, Clinton body count. I don't know if it's real or not, but there's no Trump body count. There's not like 3 people connected to that got murdered that are connected to Trump.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no
what
Trump
they're going to try to do is put this banker on Trump, but didn't that banker that just killed himself in Malibu have something to do with Epstein as well? So, I mean, it is crazy, dude. It is fucking.
Yeah, so when it comes down to that, like whether you like Trump or not, most people are used to presidents being politically correct, saying all the right things, being super nice, and they're all liars and they're all full of shit. Do you want that, or would you like someone who talks shit, is not part of the DC swamp, and is funny as fuck, and he's arrogant and confident and all that shit, and that rubs people the wrong way? But I'm not. Your president's not supposed to be your roommate. You know what I mean? President's supposed to fix the goddamn company we call the United States of America. Fix this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And guess what? The economy's stronger than ever. Unemployment is lower than ever. I like that. That's what I want. He's redoing all these crazy fucking deals. All these people have been selling us out. He's busting people. He busted Hunter Biden and Joe Biden doing some scams in the Ukraine. And Nancy Pelosi, she's next. Apparently her and her son are doing some shit too. And John Kerry apparently is coming up next. Apparently they're all just doing these scams. And the crazy thing is with Joe Biden, he's on video.
They're doing pro quo.
Yeah, bragging about withholding $1 billion. Bragging about it. I wish someone out there would take that video of Joe Biden sitting on the stage at the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations. Are you kidding me? That's the Illuminati. That's all Rockefeller, Rothschild, unelected officials ruling us. That's what the Council on Foreign Relations is. Same thing with the Trilateral Commission. He's on stage in front of them laughing about it, saying, I told the president of Ukraine, I'm not going to give you your $1 billion until you fire the prosecutor. The prosecutor that was going after his son. He goes, I got 6 hours, we're going to leave. And if you don't, he goes, you're not the president. You don't have authority. He goes, I said, call Barack. See what he says. Everyone laughs. He goes, listen, I got 6 hours. I'm going to leave. If you don't fire that prosecutor, you ain't getting your $1 billion. $1 billion, right? And then he goes, well, goddamn, if he wasn't fired. And then they all start laughing again. That's on video.
Yeah.
I would love someone to deep fake and put Donald Trump's face on Joe Biden and then try to put that out. You know what I mean? Like it's
and
Trump.
you just watch
it's
people
Trump.
go nuts.
Yeah. Someone needs to do that. A deep fake of that little story with Trump's face on it. Even if it's horrible, even if it looks like South Park, it would be funny. I tried to do it yesterday. I tried to download these apps. I'm not good at putting video on top of video. And I'm not good at that.
You can't be good at everything.
Yeah. I'm trying. I need someone to teach me. But damn, if someone did that and made it look really, really good, like a high level deep fake, of Trump doing the Joe Biden thing, oh my God, the dumb motherfuckers out there would jump all over that shit. We got him. He's bragging at the CFR.
They would love that.
He's bragging. Oh, that would be the greatest trick ever.
CBS has it on their fucking news and shit.
Leak it.
Did you happen to see the tweet that Bette Midler put out? And it's like, it's so interesting.
Yeah, she's definitely on the deep dark side.
Oh, it's like, dude, it's like, it blows me away at how people could get mad at like anybody, let's say like anybody who works with Louis C.K., right? They're like, oh, why are you working with Louis C.K.? And then you like go back to like the kings of the social justice warrior and they movement, and they all just hang out with all these fucking scumbags. Like, how many scumbags has Oprah Winfrey hung out with?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. John of God.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, man, once I find out somebody is accused of a rape, they're out of my life. I mean, let's say they get found guilty. I'm like, okay, dude, do your thing, but I just don't need that in my life, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of my life. I don't hang out. These guys, like multiple people Oprah's been pictured with. There's one picture of Kevin Spacey. Like, dude, what's up
How
with
crazy is he? Isn't like three of his victims committed suicide or died? And
dude, Rogan sent me a link to it.
Really?
Yeah. Rogan sent me a link, goes, look at this fucking shit. Basically, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, Rogan, when he had Tony Hinchcliffe on the last time, Tony has like one eye kind of open. He's waking up a little bit, you know what I mean? And Joe knows a lot about conspiracy theories. Even though he claims he doesn't believe them, he knows a fucking lot.
Yeah.
And he got into that groove where he was educating Tony Hinchcliffe, and Tony Hinchcliffe was fucking quiet. I've never seen him so goddamn quiet on the podcast.
It felt like episode 300.
Yeah, he was just like listening to Joe, and Joe's just going off, slaying conspiracy theories, and it was weird. Is Joe coming back over? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? It was like, listen to Joe, and then Alex Jones even made a video. And not animated, but put pictures and videos to everything Joe was talking about, and it made an awesome video. So it's the same thing, same audio, but Alex put video and pictures and stuff to go along with it to make it look really, really cool, man.
Yeah,
it's on band.video. That's Alex Jones's new
website.
That's his website, right?
Yeah, it's whole website.
Band.video.
Do you know after we came back, they were talking about flat Earth? They had a whole article. He literally, after we left.
I saw that. Yeah.
We got to him a little bit. I like it.
Yeah. So, are you flat yet, or just not married to the boss?
Just not married.
You're on the fence.
Yeah, but like you said, it takes 6 months, a year?
It's 18 months.
Yeah, see, 18
Once
months.
you're not married, about 18 months. I mean, there's just nowhere else to go.
It's so
little by little, you're just like, shit. We're in a special place, man. We are in a special place. The Bible was. I'm not a Bible thumper, but the Bible, they were trying to tell us. The Bible's trying to tell us this is a special place. And on the seventh day, God created this and God created that. It sounds crazy, like, oh, you believe in God or not. It sounds crazy, but if there's a creator, that doesn't sound too crazy, right? If you believe in a creator, like if someone says, I don't really believe in God. That's what I say. I say, I believe in someone created this shit. I believe in a creator or a God or whatever. So if you're willing to say that, then how does the Bible not make sense? Or some part. I'm sure a lot of the Bible was twisted and spun and, in different ways with different empires, and different kings did this and that, and they took out certain books and changed this. And I'm sure. That's why I don't dive in, because I don't know what to believe. But I'm sure there's stuff in the Bible. There's stuff that is basically telling us where we came from and how to live our lives. It's just hard to sift through all that. Like, you don't know what's bullshit or not. So that's why I haven't dove into. I would like, I would like someone to give me a Bible that and explain to me why this one is the one to trust and not the other one, because there's so many versions. It's like you can.
I love some of the old shit, dude. Yeah. Like, those are some of my favorite episodes we've done. When they go back, they talk about all the stuff that's been left out of the Bible.
Yeah. So my point is, if you believe in intelligent design or creator, then there
The
has to be.
simulation, right?
Then on the seventh day, God created this, and on the seventh day, He created the waters above and waters below. Why does that sound so crazy? You believe in a creator. If you believe in a creator, this is explaining and probably in a Jack and Jill kind of way that someone created this shit. So you believe in a creator, but then when someone tries to explain in the Bible that this is how they created, like, it's bullshit. Would you believe there's a bearded guy in the sky? I'm like, wait a minute. Do you believe there's a creator? Then if you do, then it might have the creator might have something to do with the Bible in some way. Maybe it got morphed and switched and spun. And it got distorted and all that. Who knows? That's why it's hard to.
I think God is just a computer programmer, right? And
but that would make him a creator, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not.
If someone created it, there was a time where it got created.
Yeah. A simulation theory. There have to be someone that created the simulation, so that would make him the creator.
Yeah.
Or is it? And is it him? Is like the creator like a person?
Dude,
Or
pronouns. God's very sensitive about his pronouns.
Yeah.
He's very
They-
sensitive about
they-
it, dude.
Yeah.
they
Watch
created
yourself.
Yeah.
By the way, that's another white privilege thing, or privilege is getting upset about pronouns. Like, I've never met a crackhead that's sensitive about pronouns.
Yeah, that's just to get us pissed off.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
but
It's
but
just to
so
get us
funny
pissed
that people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Like, they're opportunists,
Yeah.
or they're just dumb.
Yeah.
And they think people really do care. Like, they think it's okay to tell children to worry about their pronouns. Like, going to a job in the real world, people are gonna give a fuck about your pronouns.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, okay, shim shama ding
isn't
dong.
there like 60 or something like that? What's the number? What did you hear? Like 50, 60, 40?
I've heard 50.
Can you give me 10? Besides he, she?
Shim sham ding dong a ling a ding dong.
What is? Just give me the reality.
I don't know what dude. I've looked
because everyone knows there's like
into
60.
that.
Like, how can you even have 20?
Yeah, how
Like,
can you, dude?
like-
it just makes no sense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
Look at all the shit. Look at all the shit. You know, it's very, very, very hard. The indoctrination is so strong. You know, people seem to be awake, and people, if you ask them if they're awake, they're like, yeah, I'm awake. I'm not asleep. I'm not in a trance. But the indoctrination is so fucking strong. I got friends that are all wrapped up in CNN. They watch, they still.
how do you watch CNN after 2.5 years of just Russian collusion that led to nothing?
Well, CNN for sure is fake news, and Anderson Cooper is CIA. He admits it. You could look that up. He was in the CIA. Once you're in the CIA, you're always in the CIA. And the CIA had an operation called Operation Mockingbird. You could look that up, and that operation was about infiltrating media, journalism, newspapers, and making sure that they did that. And before the Russians can do it, before communism can spread. So that's mainstream. Operation Mockingbird. So the question is, oh shit, what exactly did they take over? It's pretty fucking obvious. Anderson Cooper is the face of CNN. CNN is obviously part of Operation Mockingbird. For sure, CBS and NBC and all that shit is too. But for sure. But 100% CNN. We know that shit for sure. The face is CIA. And, every day, some bullshit about Trump. Every day, all they do is lie about Trump. So CNN is fake, right? And what else that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Another fact is...
Hold on. Real quick. MSNBC just had a guy on. Still talk about Russian collusion, right?
Yeah.
Like, I tweet this. MSNBC is like that Japanese soldier who got lost on a desert island and was like fighting World War II for another 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, nobody told, like, dude, if nobody's listening to your program, you could say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? You can do whatever the fuck you want. Nobody's listening. So you can still run this horse. Because when you sell your soul, the people who buy your soul can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
And if that includes running it into the ground, because that's what they want. And the fact that, and the guy pushing this Russian collusion still just got busted. Like, He was like a journalist for I forget what magazine, newspaper. I think it was the New York Times. I could be wrong, but he got busted allegedly, allowing the CNN to the CIA to edit his stories. He would send to them first. They would edit it, send it back, and he would send it in.
Yeah, yeah. So we know CNN for sure CIA. But then all the other 90% of the other media outlets are saying the exact same thing CNN is saying. Same thing. So you can't trust them either. MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all of them. So we know CNN for sure. And then you look at the people. We know Joe Biden, 100%. He's a criminal. 100%. He's on video bragging about it. He's on video talking about his hairy legs and how he likes kids. You know what I mean? And then all that shit where he's like, being super inappropriate with children. So we know Joe Biden for sure scumbag. We know that shit. We know that for sure. So we know CNN, Operation Mockingbird, and then if CNN is MSNBC and all the other ones are saying the exact same thing. So all of them. The only one that isn't saying that shit is Fox. So Fox is the only one. And then you have like RT and all that. But with Fox, that's, people say, well, Fox is fucking fake as shit. And Fox will cover, will spin anything in a positive way when it comes to anything Republican. So if like Darth Vader came down and became the Republican president, Fox would say great shit about Darth Vader. Right. So it really doesn't matter. So it's like Fox is like, that's kind of weird. Like Fox is actually
at this moment.
Yeah, but I think it's just because they're lucky that they got the truth. Because if they would have got bullshit, they would have been spinning that shit too.
Well, they did during weapons of mass destruction and all that shit. They led the charge on that
for sure. But Trump isn't. He used to be like a Democrat, and he wasn't like a true Republican. He's probably like somewhere in the middle. He's probably more independent or libertarian than anything. He even said a long time ago, if I ever run for president, I'll run as a Republican because it's easy to fool those guys. Or so, he said something like that back then. He was joking or whatever. But with Fox, I think that they don't have to spin shit so much because they're getting the truth.
Yeah, because the scope's on Hillary and all them right now, and but I mean like. They were pro George Bush back in the day when everyone's like, fuck George Bush.
So it's not really a Republican Democrat thing. It's just, it is about good and evil.
Is George Bush the most hated president? Like, if you think about it, like.
Which one?
The second one. The first one should be, but the second one is, I just feel like no sides like him.
Well, I think George W. was probably the least involved. And actually, the president.
Junior.
Yeah, Junior. He was the least involved in like presidential duties. You know what I mean? I think he was just.
He was retarded.
Joe had a bit about him. I think with George W. Bush, it was like, they had like an Illuminati conference meeting, and they go, I think we can go dumber. They were just trying to see how dumb they could go with the president, and that's what George W. Bush is. And because then there was someone in the back that said, I think we can go dumber.
I think they just put him in there because they knew they couldn't get Dick Cheney elected.
Yeah.
Like, he's so unlikable that they couldn't even convince their base to like this piece of shit. So they put George in there, just like, you remember? It's like somebody you just want to have a beer with, man. I just want to have a beer with him, man. And then you just heard that talking point everywhere. It's just like, again, Mockingbird media just selling it, and that's how they fucking do it. And they got him in. And I bet you, like, dude, he might not have known 9/11 was going down. He might not.
No, for sure.
Oh, no,
they're like, don't. Why tell him, dude?
Yeah.
He's going to run his mouth. Don't even tell him. So when he's sitting there and.
Reading a book. He was reading
no,
a book.
not just that. Before they read the book, I Pet Goat, right? Yeah. They do this weird chant. They have the kids, like, reading.
How crazy is that? I Pet Goat?
I Pet Goat, but did you do the chant? Have you ever seen?
Goat?
Yeah. Bathment?
Dude, that's crazy. And the chant, they're saying plane crash or something.
No, it's like kite, hit, steal. It's like some weird shit. And then you take a look at the picture of Epstein had in his picture. You know, he has all these weird pictures of the presidents. One is Bill in a dress, which I think at the best, Bill Clinton is Andy Dick. Like he's just wants to hit holes, and it doesn't matter what the hole is.
Yeah.
Or he's gay. He's completely gay, which I think is probably.
They're saying George Senior as well as gay.
Dude, 100%, dude. 100.
And then they're saying Obama too.
I've heard that too.
Michelle's a tranny.
And then they say JFK too.
Well, I think JFK did so much speed that he just was like, yeah, just like Hitler.
There's a lot of pic with his best friend. His best friend, who he moved into the White House, apparently was a known open gay dude. And that
So
was his best friend.
maybe all the things of him fucking all these other women are just backstories to dilute.
Yeah, maybe Monica Lewinsky was just to distract, just to keep everyone off the trail about the.
Like, why wouldn't she be dead?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Why would Monica Lewinsky still be alive?
What if that's the Illuminati strategy? Is like every goddamn leader we put into power, he's got to be gay. You know what I mean? And then they I think it's good for them to keep demonizing gayness
for them?
Yeah, because then they have blackmail. Because if
That's my
everybody
whole thing
is
with
if everybody is cool with being gay,
Yeah.
then you can't blackmail them.
Yes.
So they need the black.
That is my whole thing, dude. That is why I don't get into this. Like
Is
someone
that why
said,
you don't suck dick?
well, that and it's just I don't
That
like
is
the,
why
I don't like the
that's my whole
taste in my
thing.
mouth. But it's like my friend came to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I know somebody who has firsthand knowledge of Cory Booker being at these power gay clubs in Philadelphia." And I'm like, I don't want to do the story because I don't want to contribute to this thing that they use being gay. They demonize sex so that they can blackmail it.
Yeah. Same thing with drugs, right? Same thing with
Outside of
all
like
vices, like vices, you got to make them all illegal because they know people are going to trip over their own dicks, and they got.
By the way,
something.
vice is what they called gay in Germany.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know that the Nazis were started? We were just talking earlier. They were started by this group of guys who were had been molested in like Germany's version of the Boy Scouts, and they were all gay. And it's like it's so interesting. The more and more I study World War II, the Nazis, the more and more I think this is just an inside job done by fucking a bunch of gay Jew shills. You know what I'm saying? Like the more and more I study this shit. And it's just very interesting because, you know, Joe's got that bit about Morrissey talking. If the world was ran by gays, it'd be like, dude, are you crazy, dude? Gays in the closet are the most dangerous fucking shit in the world, dude. Because they just openly want to just destroy everybody, right? I mean,
Yeah,
just
because
think
they're
about
persecuted. They want revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're the ones persecuting them.
But isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy that we still persecute male gays, but female gays, everyone's cool with female gays.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like in the UFC, when Raquel Pennington fought Amanda Nunes, they both had their girlfriends who were also in the UFC in their corners, and everybody was cool with it.
Yeah, so brave.
Yeah, and then they'll, you know, maybe Amanda Nunes is sitting in the audience, and then they'll pan over to her, and she'll be with her girlfriend, and they'll give each other a little peck, and everybody's totally cool with the countdown show. They're talking to their girlfriends. Everybody's cool with it. Everybody. You imagine if John Jones and
Yoel Romero
or Conor McGregor were dating. Conor McGregor's in John Jones's corner. Can you imagine the world would freak?
And he's a champion. Oh, he'd lose instantly. They'd make sure he got rid of the championship right away. The only one the only one they've ever snuck in is that Artie Shaffir with Duncan Trussell, and they zoomed in right away.
Oh, you mean when they were making out on the fucking?
Yeah,
I mean, but that's not in the UFC. But yeah,
no, that's what
that
I'm
was
saying.
funny as fuck.
You have to sneak it in.
Yeah,
you have to. It's not like they pan it on you.
There was one guy. Do you remember the one guy that did the Ultimate Fighter, and like he pretty much let everybody know he's gay because when they did the face down, he did this. Right, I remember watching it. It was like, you know, oh hush, girl. You know,
What guy was that?
I forget his name, but he was obviously gay. And I'm not gonna say the fighter, but man, I watched this one fighter, and his first victory, when he talked afterward, oh, dude, he let the queen out. He let the little girl out, dude. And then after that, everything got super butch. But yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think it's just the reason the society is okay with women hooking up is because guys always imagine themselves in that scenario. They're like, oh, hell yeah, man. I'd love that. That'd be so hot. But the other way scares the fuck out of people, dude. It's the same thing with trans stuff. It's like we see women who live their life as men all the time. They're all over the place. Yeah. And everyone's like, dude, isn't it crazy? That's hot. And they're always like, I used to, at one point, I had I don't know why, but lesbians were always coming to my shows. And they were always like the fun lesbians, not the angry lesbians. And they were fucking great. They're fucking great. But, dude, the other way around, dudes dressing like chicks, it's just, I don't know why it scares people.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what's crazy is transgenders have fought so hard to be accepted as women. And I'm cool with that for sure. You want to dress like a woman, fuck. But fucking shave, you know what I mean? You fought it. You want to be a woman? Shave. Put your makeup on right. Do your fucking hair. You know what I mean? You want to be a woman? Yeah. Act like one. Right? Shave. And transgenders that have beards, like, come on, dude.
It's like when you see a butch girl, you usually don't know if you see her from the back or something. You're like, hey, that might be a guy. When you see a trans guy, you can tell, like, he's got the broad shoulders. And like you said, he's not fully shaved. He's tall as fuck.
I was a strip club DJ for a long time, so I dated a lot of strippers in my time, and anytime these strippers hooked up with a chick, not even for a second did I get jealous. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They could be making out and all over each other. I'm like, guys like that shit. They don't get jealous. Some guys do get jealous though, but there's something wrong with that.
Some guys don't. They're like, no, dude, I don't want hooking up with chicks. I'm like, oh, okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, but I will say this once. I was at a strip club and these two chicks came in and one was like gangster, like butchy.
Yeah.
And I had my girlfriend at the time, and the gangster girl had a hot girl with her, super femmy. So there were two girls, but one was butchy and gangster looking, like cholo almost. You know what I mean? And she had a blonde, and then my girlfriend was pretty hot, and we all went back to my house. And that chola, I swear, it bothered me a little bit. That chola was like all over my girl and like trying to make out with her and stuff like that. I felt like just punching her. You know?
Yeah.
It was weird because she looked too much like a guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was a weird thing. It was the only time ever.
She shows up to court all dressed in like girl clothes and stuff like that.
It was the only time ever where I was with a girl who was with another girl, and I felt really uncomfortable. I didn't like it.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, like, that's all.
You look too much like a man, dude.
Yeah, that's what I told you. They actually look like men.
Yeah.
I love black lesbians, dude. You ever see black lesbians? They come straight up like fucking G'd out, dude. And I think they're fucking cool as shit, dude. We got a couple black lesbian comedians here. They slay the fucking room, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They slay the room, man. Because they don't scare anybody. Like, like nobody's like, ooh, Yeah. But it's interesting because the whole trans agenda, again, my whole opinion is it's manufactured bullshit. And, like these people are putting like drag queens in fucking elementary school. And
nobody likes that.
Nobody likes that. Trans don't like that. And then you got these trans competing against women. This is all done to scare the fuck out of people. Okay? Yeah. You know what trans want to do? Work a job where they don't have to sell their ass on the street. Yeah. Like they'd like to have a regular job.
They just want people to not talk about Epstein. That's what really it is.
Yeah.
Because think about the massive cover-up that we're in the middle of with Epstein. It's a Ghislaine Maxwell. There's no indictments. What about Jean-Luc Brunel, the guy from France?
Kevin Spacey, dude?
What about Les Wexner? Nobody's going on.
Prince Andrew? Nothing either.
He had to move out of his mom's house.
Not only is there a complete cover-up by both sides, everybody's covering them up. Not just the left and the right is too. They don't want to talk about Epstein.
I mean, we just talked about how many presidents we think are secretly gay? I mean, dude, it's like it's at the highest fucking levels, dude. It's like you brought up the whole thing. It's like, dude, they're putting these guys who are secretly gay in power positions and blackmailing the fuck out of them.
Both
And-
sides, the left and the right.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that
yeah,
guy
yeah.
who just
yeah.
came out and said like the First Amendment's important. Who's the guy with the eye patch?
Crenshaw.
Yeah, he came out. He's like, yeah, the First Amendment's important, but it doesn't apply to anti-Semitism and shit. And I'm like, oh man, they got you, dude. I guarantee they got him doing some weird fucking shit.
There's a couple things about Trump that remember, there's 3 types of people, right? And the third type is they think Hillary and Trump, same team. It's all a show. I'm balls deep in that shit every day. That is not a show.
No,
it
I
is not
agree
a
with
show.
that, dude.
It is not a show. They're really going after each other.
Yeah.
It's not no fucking show.
Crime bosses versus.
There's no way they could put a show like that together. You know the kind of coordination they'd have.
Yeah,
they'd have to have meetings and shit. Like, okay, you're gonna do. There's no. This is some real shit, and the system is allowed is set up. It's rigged, but it's not rigged like it doesn't matter what you say or do. This person's gonna win. The elections are real. It's real. The football games are real. But they, can you imagine if football games were rigged and they had to rehearse what they were going to do? This is the last play of the game. We got to rehearse this playing it. It's too hard. It's way easier to have it be real and just fucking fuck with the numbers a little bit. It's way easier.
With
It's
a
way
call
easier.
here, a call
Yeah,
there.
It's way easier to do it that way. It's
100%.
impossible to give everybody scripts and have meetings on what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Go, I don't want to do Russian collusion again. We got to do it again.
Yeah.
Just stick with me. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's impossible. So,
I like to do something called play a game called Blackmail Clue. You remember Clue, the game where you'd be like, they did this here with this, and that's what I do with blackmail.
Okay.
Like, what do I think they did? Who they do it with? And like Paul Mayo is just can't stop talking about going to war with Iran and just his love of Israel constantly. And like I like Israel, but it's like these motherfuckers are like way too into this shit, like too much.
I forgot my point. My point is, I hope Trump's legit. I hope he is. I know people think he's an asshole, but again, we're not. We're not trying to. You're not gonna. You don't have to be his roommate. He's trying to fix the economy, and he did that. The economy's booming. And if he didn't win, Hillary would have won. She's got a body count, dude. She's got a body count, man. What are you thinking about? You'd rather have someone with a body count? Trump ain't got no body count. He may be an asshole. He may talk shit. He may call you out on bullshit, but he's getting the job done. Everything he said he was going to do, he's doing, basically. But he didn't build a wall because these motherfucking Democrats won't let him. And he's still building it. He didn't build a wall. Like, dude, these Democrats have been fucking saying walls don't work and all that bullshit. He would have had the wall built if he would have just had cooperation from the left. But anyways, the couple things that, it's hard to, like the whole, the whole people are saying, oh, he's a Zionist shill. He's all about Israel. I'm like, is that bad or good? I don't know. I don't know if it, because
I don't mind it as long as it's, you could be pro-Israel all you want. I have no problems with that. I am very, sensitive to the plight of the Palestinians for sure. And I don't think wanting the Palestinians to be treated with human decency is anti-Jewish at all. At all. I mean, like, it's amazing to me in this country how we don't want people on welfare and we hate one-payer health care, but that's what Israel gets. It makes me like, I have no problems with Israelis. I have no problem. I think Israelis are just like Americans, bombarded with propaganda to get them to hate a group of people that are completely powerless. Like, there's that meme that went out. Like, the mainstream media is billionaires paying millionaires to convince the middle class that the fucking poor people are the problem. That's my opinion. But when you pass an executive order, which is like violating the First Amendment, which is what we're all about. I have problems with that, man. I have problems with dual citizenship. I have problems because it's like, what comes first? I mean, honestly, man, I have no problem. Israel is a country. It must be recognized. We must recognize the fight of the Palestinians as well. And there's no reason you got to be one or the other. You could want peace and love. But like, America. I mean, like, I want my president to be America first. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like who are the dancing Israelis? Who are the Israeli art students? What happened with the USS Liberty? What happened with JFK? I mean, these are real questions, and it's not Israelis. It's the same cabal that did everything else. We're all just it's pawns.
Yeah, so it's hard, you know, when people say that, oh, it's a Zionist shill. It's hard to know how bad that is. Is it bad? Is it good? Or is Trump playing a game? Is he playing 5D chess with that and realizes, you know, in order to pull this off, in order to drain the swamp, this is what we got to do. We got to be cool with Israel, and we got to be cool with the military. So I'm thinking, like, is there a chance when because he's like given the military budget now is like $2 trillion. It's like bigger than ever before, and he's bragging about it and he's proud of it. So maybe, who knows? Maybe this is my theory. I don't know if it's true, but I talked to Alex Jones about this. I go, what do you think about this theory? Maybe he sat, you know, because he's always making deals. Maybe he sat down the military-industrial complex, because that's like a big problem, right? Didn't Eisenhower warn us of that? Wasn't it him?
Yeah, that was his famous speech.
So maybe he sat him down and said, listen, I know you guys want perpetual wars in the Middle East to keep, you know, the industry going, the military-industrial complex. How about I just give you the fucking money? I give you $2 trillion. What is it? What is it called? What do you need? $2 trillion? What if I give you $2 trillion and we just stop the fucking wars? Are we cool?
Yeah.
What if that was the deal? So
I hope.
You know what I mean? It's like, you still get your fucking money. You know, because we're going to save money from all this bullshit aid, the billion here and the billion there. We're stopping all that shit.
Yeah.
So, boom, we're going to end up evening out anyways. Because he's saving so much money redoing these deals that we were being fucked on constantly. And all these aid scams, like the Ukraine aid scams, like, you know, the U.S. gives $1 billion to the Ukraine in aid, and what they do is they take $500 million or whatever and funnel it back as donations into American politicians' foundations, and then boom, that's how they get paid. It's like, so Joe Biden's giving them $1 billion of our money, so that they could give back. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, they give Joe Biden's son a job with one of their energy companies that gets paid about $100K a month, which is coming from their tax money. So we're just trading tax money. So
dude, baby mama drama with that Hunter Biden dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he's getting, I go, man, what do you, he knocked up the stripper, which is good for you, dude. You went for it, you know, and yeah, dude, he got busted smoking crack in a fucking strip bar in the VIP room. Nice. That's the story that's out. He knocked up the stripper. This stripper's so nuts, she's suing him, saying he's got more money than he's telling me. I mean, dude, you are nuts. Because this is the lawsuit that's coming out that he's involved in money laundering.
Yeah. So now he has to show how much money.
That's the most, dude, who has a worse fucking baby mama drama? Is it fucking Hunter Biden or fucking, what's his name from, who's the crazy actor that Mel Gibson? Who has bigger baby mama drama?
Hunter Biden by far.
Dude, this bitch doesn't get what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like, you're suing this guy. Do you know how many people are associated with this dude and in on this money scam that you're fucking outing right now?
Yeah. I wonder if you know how so if Trump asked you if you'd go for this deal, if Trump came up to you and said, listen, you know, military industrial complex, man, that the military runs shit. They need war. What do you think about this deal? We give them the money that they'd make anyways for these wars, but we pull all the troops out. Are you down with that? Would you be down with that?
Yeah.
You got to make a deal, right? They want their money. It's better that you just give them the money than have our soldiers die for no reason, right? And then what if there's some kind of deal like that with Israel? Like he had to move the capital to Jerusalem in order to get a free path to something. You know what I mean? Or
well, I mean, like, if you look at who took out JFK, I mean, those are the two big components of that. You know, those are the two. It's very interesting because he's very pro-Israel, but he's also anti-Federal Reserve. It's like It's the same people running everything.
Yeah.
It's like
that's confusing too.
Right?
Like, what's going on there? He's challenging the central banks, which he didn't have to. He doesn't have to go after the Federal Reserve. He could have easily just kept it, with the deals, with the U.S. MCA, with the new China deal. He could have just kept it about deals, but he keeps bringing up the Federal Reserve and the central banks, and any mid-level conspiracy theorist knows that that's the root of all the problems. It's the central banks. Everybody knows that. It's the bankers, the international bankers, central banks. And Trump's going after them. So, but aren't the central banks based out of Israel?
No, I mean, dude, it's the city of London. It's the Rothschilds. It's all those same people.
Yeah.
That's my whole point with like Hitler. It's like, who's Hitler's grandfather? Like, who made we always know that leaders aren't elected, they're selected, right? And who basically created the system that basically tracked who was where in the concentration camps? And then who was part of that landmark deal that gave basically the Rothschilds, I said who they are, the land that Israel's on. I mean, it's like all the same fucking people, man. And then, so like if you're, and again, that's not anti-Israeli or anti-Jew because I love all of them. It's just like power structures. And then it's like, it's the same people who own all the Federal Reserve centralized banks. Like no one ever like everyone talks about how Russia kicked out the Rothschild banks. They're like, yeah, but nobody talks about how Russia is still part of the Bank of International Settlements, which is the institution that runs all the centralized banks. Nobody ever talks about that bank. That's how powerful that bank is. That nobody ever talks about that there's one bank that runs all the banks. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what are we doing here? It's so complex. If anybody thinks they know what's going on, they're fucking nuts, dude. That's why it's like, it's like there's a war going on. I think there is a war going on. I think it's like a fucking crime bosses versus satanic pedophiles. Yeah. And this New York crime boss syndicate wants to take over Washington, D.C. They're like, why aren't we running Washington, D.C.? We own the fucking stock market. We're the stock market. Why are we not taking D.C.? These guys got. So this group that came in after they took out JFK, they've been running shit. A new group wants to run shit.
Yeah.
And that's the real war going on.
Yeah.
And he's destroying institutions that they've been setting up for years. Mm-hmm. I mean, decades, if not centuries, that doesn't seem like business as usual. Unless you know the outcome, which is Project Looking Glass and all that shit. And that's where you go really deep into time travel and being able to fucking crunch your data, dude. You know what I think is really funny? Is if right before, like your last week on this planet, right? You know it's coming in. The government will come and they will tell you what the data tells you about yourself. Like, hey, what is your fucking, like, your SIM? Like, when they take all your money, like, this is what we think about you, right? This is what the government, I would love to know what the government thinks I am. Like, would that be hilarious? So, like, dude, you jerk off the weird shit, okay? You eat too much Chipotle. And,
but we all know that already, Sam.
Yeah, right. But I would love
it. Would be nice. It would be nice on your deathbed if you had the right to know exactly what the fuck we were
right
on.
Before you're about
like
to
they
go
tell
home?
you. Yeah, right before they tell you, go, listen, this is what's been going on. That'd be cool. Like, at least for one day, you know exactly what's been going on.
Rest in
that
peace.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But then you can't talk to anybody. As soon as they talk to you, a dude with a black suit and some shades comes in, and you get to ask him any question. He knows everything.
Yeah.
Where we came from, all the lands that they keep from the peasants, and there's probably.
What would you ask him?
What we're on?
Yeah, that's exactly.
What are we on?
What
is this shit? This motherfucker's flat. This fucker is flat, dude. There's no curvature.
So my friend last night, this guy Nick from We Are Change, sends me this video. It's a 2-parter, right? And it's basically this guy who's got 5 million subscribers on YouTube. He's this British guy. He's a grown-ass man. And he's going to do an interview with a flat earther. And my friend Nick sends me, it's a 2-part video.
What's the guy's name? The flat earther.
It's not the, it's another British black guy, but a different dude. It's this guy right here.
Allegedly Dave?
No, it's not allegedly Dave. It's this dude right here. I don't know who he is. Hold on. Or what his name is. But Yeah, it's this dude, and they break down. I'll find out what his name is, but this British guy goes and interviews him, and I thought the guy who got interviewed, and I'll send you the links. Well, I think he handled that interview so well. Because the interviewer wasn't there to mock him. He was there to like find out, why are you into this shit? And the way the guy described everything was so intelligent and adult. Like, I don't know. I think my friend Nick might be in the flat earth, and he's like, listen to how this guy answered. Because I go, well, I watched both the videos, and they were both 2 hours. So that's a lot for me to sit down and watch.
A 2 hour flat Earth video?
It's two. He does 2 interviews.
So it's 4 hours.
Oh shit! You got to send me the.
No. Each one's an hour.
Is it new?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the links to him. And I thought the guy just answered it so fucking smart, man. I think he handled it really well. And it's basically like, I studied it, and I did. He did exactly what you say. He got into flat Earth trying to debunk it.
Everybody does. Nobody gets into flat Earth like right away. Everyone is pissed off at it. Everybody that's in it, they all got the same story. They're pissed off. I was pissed off. I couldn't believe people kept bringing it up. I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. The indoctrination's strong, dude. They get you as a kid. Once you realize it, once you open your eyes fully, you see it everywhere. They get you. They know it's important that you got to get the kids. You got to get the kids with space. My son is being bombarded with space daily. Space daily. Planet daily. Sphere daily. So by the time someone comes up to him with this flat Earth nonsense, they just think it's ridiculous.
And that's my whole
it's
thing.
Ridiculous. It's retarded.
Here's the whole thing I've noticed. The argument between flat Earth and not flat and ball is flat earthers do research, and the other side takes the word of somebody else.
Exactly. That's why when we had Zach Waldman on here to debate, remember David Weiss?
Yeah.
People were, there was some people, some ballers that were mad. They're like, why did you get, Zach, he doesn't know anything. Why don't you get someone who knows shit? So basically what you're saying, you need someone to say shit that we don't understand for you to win? That's what you need? You can't just take a regular dude and explain it? You can have Zach Waldman is a smart guy. He's a very smart guy, and he can't explain. He didn't know anything about, people that defend the ball. They don't know the circumference or the supposed circumference of the planet. They don't know shit. They don't know that we're, spinning 1,000 miles at the equator. We're going 60,000 miles an hour around the sun. The sun is going 600,000 miles an hour around the Milky Way, and the Milky Way galaxy is shooting over 1 million miles an hour. So that's 4 motions, and we're not moving at all, dude. People think even in the 30s and 40s, Einstein was still battling and debating with scientists about whether we move or not. He has a quote that goes, "We still can't prove that we're even moving." They were still debating it in the 30s and 40s. They didn't have anything down. There's documents that the Russians were still sending shit up like in the 30s and 40s. CIA documents, declassified documents. It's on Rob Skiba's page. He's a badass flat earther, one of the best ones out there. But the Russians, according to the CIA declassified document, the Russians were trying to figure out what we're on. They were still trying to figure out the shape of the world. They were sending shit up. They were still trying to figure it out. People think, oh, this flat earth is new. It's not new. It's always been around. There's always been books like scientists going, dude, this globe thing. Because the globe thing, think about this. It was all started by the Vatican. The Vatican, you would think that the Vatican would be all about flat earth and all about this what we're on being a special place, just like the Bible says. But remember, the Vatican comes from a place where they were fighting against Jesus in the beginning,
right? And
they converted to Jesus because the people wanted it, right? That's the mainstream history. Constantine said, okay, Constantine was a pagan, which can mean Luciferian as well. And he said, okay, we're going to be Christian now. Okay, come back, everybody, come back. We're going to be Christian. All right, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a pope. We're going to have cardinals. We're going to have bishops. The pope talks to Jesus every day. That's your boy. It's your boy, the pope. He talks to him every day. Cardinals talk to him once a week.
Yeah.
Bishops once a month. Priests a couple times a year, max. All right? So they instantly created these rock stars. Dude, they were getting so much pussy that they had to outlaw pussy. pussy. Can you imagine how hard that was, dude? Trying to outlaw the pussy. How bad did it have to be where, like, dudes didn't want to take their wives to church because the bishops and the priests were fucking all their wives.
Yeah.
So, like, we're out this motherfucker. So, no. And they couldn't have just outlawed pussy, right? It was probably in stages. Like, at first they were like, okay, the priests are only allowed sex 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And, like, they're like, what? 3 times a week? The priests must have been pissed. But then they thought, you know what? If I get caught, we'll just have sex whenever we want. It's just like we're doing. But when you get caught, just say, dude, this is my 2nd time this week.
Name me one
know
thing
what I mean?
they've outlawed that people stopped, by the way. Nothing.
Dude, can you imagine how pissed these priests were when they finally just said, fuck it, dude. We have no choice. You left us no fucking choice. We got to outlaw pussy. And, dude, can you imagine all the priests that quit? They probably became like fucking like.
That is the dumbest rule, by the way. It's like you can't fuck.
But-
you love the Lord, but you can't have
Well, but
sex.
That's why they say a lot of like homosexuals become priests because that's the way of hiding it. They just say I'm a priest.
I do think that,
Yeah.
but I also think the only ones you hear from are the ones that they got blackmail on. The one at the highest level.
So that's the history. That's the mainstream history of the Roman Catholic Church. I grew up Catholic. I was balls deep in all that shit, right? So they created this religion, this Jesus religion, which made him like a rock star.
Yeah.
To keep the people from leaving, right? That's
Jesus was the first
That's
comic
mainstream.
book hero. Would you agree?
That's that's mainstream. That's mainstream, right? So, and then who invents the Big Bang Theory? A priest from the Vatican. That's weird, right? Why are they trying? Dude, they hated Jesus. They just claimed Jesus because they had to. They weren't down with Jesus, not from day one. They hated Jesus. Look at the Vatican with that resurrection.
Yep.
Dude, the resurrection. It's like, oh, this is just a depiction of the resurrection. Like, you got the part of the resurrection where he's just leaving hell. That's a Slayer album cover, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why couldn't you get to the part where
Yeah.
he's already on Earth and there's a sky and clouds behind him?
Yeah.
And there's like a meadow and children playing in the meadow. Why don't you get that part
Yeah.
of the resurrection? You got the part where he's breaking through hell?
Yeah.
That's the part you want to fucking make a monument of?
Why do people walk around with what he was killed on around their neck?
Yeah.
Dude, that's some death metal shit they got there. And then they got that cathedral that looks like a serpent. Come on, man.
Yeah.
They got all this ancient Babylonian art all over the Vatican. It's clearly satanic.
Yeah, for
Clearly.
sure.
So you could see the pattern. They were trying. And what kills God more than evolution? Dinosaurs, infinite space, ball Earth. Everything is the opposite of the Bible. Bible says we're on a plane, a flat. We got a firmament. Water's above, water's below.
We have a purpose in
You
life.
look at them. You look at them stars. You actually look at them stars. It looks like light through water. That's what they're flickering. Like if you were underwater and you see a light, it looks exactly like that. Like maybe there is water way up high or something. Maybe I don't know. But everything the Vatican was saying, and then
What are we in a sea lab?
And then Copernicus is the one that finally he designed the modern day heliocentric model, right? But he wasn't even into it. This is mainstream knowledge as well. He was like, this was his theory, and the Vatican was like, damn, that's a beautiful theory. Let's promote that. And he goes, no, I don't want to promote this. You can promote it. I publish my books after I'm dead. He goes, publish it after I'm dead. And the Vatican goes, no, we're going to do this shit now. So they loved that shit. They loved because it would just win against God. It went against the Bible. Everything about the heliocentric model goes against the Bible. And who pushed it? The fucking Vatican pushed that shit. Who created the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus? The Vatican.
Yeah.
It was like out to destroy Jesus.
Dude, it's crazy, right?
Right?
It's crazy.
So, man. And then...
It's like Child Protective Services is the last thing they protect is children.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. All these foundations that help children from child trafficking, they actually traffic children.
Yeah, I want to fight all of them.
How crazy is that?
Man, if
That's how it
I
works.
ever got in control of the world, the first place I'm invading is the Vatican. I'm going balls deep, and I'm going,
dude.
give me those
Hey, listen.
books.
Hey, how powerful is the Vatican? I ain't fucking with no Vatican. Sorry,
Dude,
sorry,
they're their own
Vatican.
country.
Dude, the
They're their own
Vatican
little.
is powerful as fuck.
Yeah.
Think about that. They created the Big Bang Theory. Zero evidence. And everyone's walking around. They think, they're all fucking smart. Yeah, I went to college. Yeah, it's Big Bang Theory, bro. Big Bang. Like, they don't even know a priest came up with that shit. Zero evidence. There's no evidence that out of nothing a big explosion happened.
Yeah, what happened? What was here the moment before the explosion?
There's zero evidence of Big Bang Theory.
Sounds like
there's
magic.
there's a lot of evidence of flat Earth. Whole shitload. Scientific evidence. They say flat Earth isn't scientific. It's all scientific. It's all scientific. If we're on a ball that's 25,000 miles in circumference, it has to curve at a certain rate, and they figured out that rate. That rate is every 8 inches per mile squared. They already figured that out. So at 100 miles in the ocean, there should be about 6,000 feet of curvature, and there isn't, because you could target Navy ships target other ships at 100 miles. You could see you could just see way too far in the ocean.
Yeah, well, they didn't have that technology back when they came up with these rules.
And they still say, even today, they still say, one of the main reasons they thought the world was round is because when you're standing on the beach and you look at a boat sail away, it sinks, it looks like it's going over the horizon. But then now, you get binoculars or just like a little, and it comes back into view. So if it went over a curve, how the fuck are you able to zoom in on it?
Yeah.
But still, people hold on to it. You know what they say? Oh, but eventually it'll go over the curve. Yeah, because eventually your zoom power is going to max out, and then it will go over the curve. But if you had an even more powerful zoom, you bring that motherfucker back again.
Yeah.
But there also is, they go, why can't you see China? There's humidity, there's moisture. You could only see so far, but that's changing now with the infrared cameras. Oh, dude, they're seeing way far, dude. With infrared, because it's tough to.
We don't know what I mean, dude. It's just because people can't compute that, dude.
Yeah,
they can't compute that everything was a giant lie. It's like why there's still people upset that Hillary didn't win.
Yeah,
like how many fucking child sex trafficking cases does your company have to be associated with within a year? 1 year. I'm not talking total. I'm talking just 2019. How many associates of yours have been arrested for child sex trafficking? Right now it's 5. 5! But people can't compute it because they got told that she's their grandma, their aunt, their mother. And they can't compute that they got lied to because nobody wants to believe that they can. Some can get past them. Everyone thinks they got the best bullshit meter out there.
Oh yeah,
and they ain't got shit.
It's really simple. If you agree with what CNN is saying, you're hypnotized. You just don't know it. They just got you. So if you don't know, just say, hey, listen, go watch CNN, and if you agree and believe with what they're saying, you've been got, because that's Operation Mockingbird, man. You're watching CNN, Operation Mockingbird, and guess what? CSNBC, they MSNBC. What did I say? CNN.
Well, there is CNBC, which is their business channel.
All that shit. They're all saying the same thing. They're all backing up the same shit.
Yep.
That right there, by process of elimination, you should figure out. Oh, okay, I see who's bullshit and who's not bullshit, because you already know what the bullshit is.
Right.
The bullshit is whatever CNN is saying, that's the bullshit. If they're promoting climate change is bullshit. The EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, they've been caught changing scientific numbers at 9/11, because remember they had their spokesperson. It was that woman who kept coming out at 9/11 and saying, she was the spokesperson for EPA, and she was saying, yeah, we've done the test, we've done the scientific test on the dust, it's totally safe and effective, everyone come back to work. And people were like, what? It's safe? Go, yep, here, look at the science, it says right there, look. And it turns out that scientists came on and said, those aren't the numbers we got. Someone changed those numbers. Who
changed those numbers?
Exactly. So then all these people are dying from this crazy cancer from all that dust.
And you see that the EPA now says asbestos is okay?
You can't trust them. You can't trust
anything.
them.
They found estrogen in that Burger King's McDonald's hamburger.
That makes sense.
And it's exactly. They want you to grow tits, become a tranny. It's either way, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So they figured out what's the carbon dioxide and all that greenhouse. They haven't figured shit out. They haven't figured nothing out. That's all bullshit. Global fucking warming. They can't even call it global warming no more. Why'd you change the name, fool? Why'd you change the name? Why isn't it global warming no more?
Some places are cooling. Yeah, because some places are cooling.
Yeah, so climate change. Oh, you don't believe in climate change? Yeah, motherfucker, climate's change. So what? What you want? Oh, but what do you? We need a carbon tax. We need a global carbon tax to fix this. You can't even fix the fucking cities in L.A.,
dude.
The homeless in L.A. You're gonna clean. How are you gonna clean them? By spraying metallic particles. I'm gonna pay you to spray barium, aluminum, and strontium in the air to save me. I'm gonna pay you for that. Fuck you.
And you thought it was crazy when I told you were doing that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. First it was crazy, and now it's gonna
psycho.
now it's gonna save the world. Yeah. Crazy shit.
It's unbelievable to me.
And now it's all coming out now because for a while once you start waking up, you're like, oh, all this shit's fake. Satellites in space.
Everything's a lie. That's what this guy's talking about.
The Hubble telescope and all that. So now they're covering their asses now. Now they got all the shit they got satellites on balloons now, on helium balloons, and they have thousands of them up there. And it's cheaper, and it's a cheaper way, more economical. It's way, way better than sending them
Did the internet get away from them, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what happened.
So have you seen these videos? They're documentaries on how now satellites are on balloons. Dude, they've always been on balloons, dude. This is nothing new. They're trying to make it sound like it's new. Go to Loon Project, Loon Project. Go check out their documentaries. They explain, and they don't even bring up the space satellites no more. They're just saying this is the way we're going to get the internet all over the world.
People
with
are
our
so dumb.
And then now, what they're also pushing now, big time, is Sophia, the telescope that's on a plane. It's a 747, and on the side of it, it's a telescope. And it just so happens that all the pictures that come from Sophia are the same ones that are coming from Hubble. It's the same frames. So what they're doing is they're saying, you know what? Hubble's old now. We're going to crash into the ocean. All we need, we could do this on a 747. That's all we need. They're slowly getting people used to that shit.
Oh, dude, it's this guy on that video.
There's nothing floating up in space.
Was like, hey, turn the satellite around. Let's take in all the space pictures.
Yeah.
Have it zoom in on the on the ball and show me somebody upside down.
Yeah. But apparently, Japan has the Hawajira 8 that takes real-time pictures of the whole ball. That's already debunked. It's all fake too. They're saying that the United States couldn't figure out how to take pictures of the Earth from space, but the Japanese did, bro. You know how smart they are. They got the Hawajira 8 satellite taking real time. Every 10 minutes takes a picture. And then you look into Hawajira 8 debunked. Dude breaks it all off on where they're getting their images. He's breaking it, dude. It's all fake. Dude.
And then they talk about how we can't go into space because of the debris. All the debris that's up there.
That's the new thing.
But you can have a balloon up there, but the debris isn't going to fuck up the balloon.
Stupid, dude.
Yeah. Dude, satellites are on balloons, dude.
Satellites are on balloons, dude.
They're on balloons, dude. And guess what? You know what else is balloons? You know what else is balloons, dude? Oh, that like when they show like SpaceX launching a rocket. That rocket's a balloon, dude. They're just launching. That's the bottom part.
The top part? So you tell me all the way to the top?
The whole thing is like a blimp. They're launching blimps, dude. And then they're landing blimps. It's the only thing that's metal.
By the way, that landing of the rocket is so obviously a video in reverse.
Or it's a blimp. It's a balloon.
Dude.
Look, Mark Weiss has David Weiss. Sorry, David Weiss has a video on it, dude. And you start looking at like the space shuttle when they launch that, like when it's on its side and it's like this and it's on a rocket. You're looking, it's like, dude, that motherfucker's a blimp too. They're just launching blimps in the fucking.
But like those little things where you pump up as a kid.
Are you saying it's a bouncy house, dog?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, those motherfuckers are bouncy houses, dude. Way easier to launch a bouncy.
And here's
house.
the thing, dude. It's like, and in this video, they're asking this British guy, like, "Oh, is everybody in on it?" Well, I think a lot of people are in on it. Like, this is could get me in trouble, but it's like everybody knows there's natural cures for cancer. They're never going to cure cancer because there's so much money in it.
Yeah,
it's never going to cure. So is everybody in NASA in on it? I don't know. But I think to get to the highest levels, you are in on it. And you're willing, and they know you'll never say anything. All these live action role players, right? They get thrown so much money that it would not make sense to ever tell the truth. Do you know that Dr. Dre is the highest paid musician in the teens.
I believe it.
I mean, think about all the shit that guy, like NWA, all that shit that he was a fucking part of, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bam, they just
How is P. Diddy still making money? You know,
How
he's
is P. Diddy still making money?
What is he doing? People are buying his shit?
Dude, that's what dude, it's got to be money from fucking Notorious B.I.G., right? I mean, people just got to be buying that shit still.
Yep, yep.
Right?
He's making money off that, right? For sure.
Probably.
Didn't he produce it or something? Didn't he produce it?
That movie, yeah. But the only one that
produced his music. Didn't he produce
the
Notorious B.I.G.?
Yeah.
P. Diddy?
Remember that? That was part of the whole East Coast, West Coast shit. Is that he was putting him in all of Biggie's fucking videos, and everyone's like, "Why is P. Diddy in every one of these fucking videos?"
Yeah,
right. He's compromised as fuck too.
What do you think of Mel Gibson? Where's he at? Did he break free and he's doing his own shit and he's like a rogue operator?
I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Wasn't everybody against him when he made Passion of the Christ?
Well, no, yeah, and
they
then
were like it was he used all his own money, and they were trying to fuck him, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, dude, have you ever seen that these guys who are on the fucking the tip, they all get taken care of and pushed forward by whoever it is. Whenever they try to go indie, that's when they get fucked.
Yeah.
Shit comes out.
Yeah.
You know,
that
Louis,
phone call with his
wife, but like Louis C.K., Michael Jackson wanted to do his own thing. Not saying that what he did was right. Prince did the same thing. You remember when Prince tried to get out of the music industry and he became a symbol?
Yeah.
Boom, he's gone. I mean, you can just go down these lists of people who tried to do their own, that were corporate people and then tried to do their own shit.
What do you think about the whole Paul McCartney thing? What do you think?
I think it's a different guy.
Right? Because it is weird though. At first when you hear about it, that that he got replaced in 1966 by a different guy. Like the guy's name was something Pepper, like Kyle Pepper, or something like that. And then Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band comes out.
Or how about the fucking Abbey Road? Like that's supposedly the whole. They tell you exactly what was going on right in that thing.
And then the craziest thing, the biggest thing though, is when you look at bands, no band breaks up forever. They always get back together for one last reunion tour or something. They stopped touring. They put out a couple albums, 2 or 3 albums. They didn't tour for them, and then they just finally broke up and never played again. It's like maybe if that Paul McCartney is a different guy, they say that he was actually a right-handed guy and he had to learn how to play left-handed and he just couldn't do it on the road. He just wasn't that good, but he was a really good songwriter and he wrote most of the shit. That's why it got all psychedelic afterwards. They needed someone to write psychedelic music as opposed to I wanna hold you.
Yeah.
They and then they got all drugged out and psychedelic. They grew their hair out.
Yeah.
So shit, I would believe that for sure. I just got to look into it more.
I mean, we're talking about at one point the biggest band in the world.
Yeah, and then they stopped touring.
And then the guy dies, and they're like, "Yeah, it's done. It's out." It's like, it's so interesting. They were talking about Kevin Hart is a weird thing right now, right? Like, it's like
what's weird about it? Is it the car accident?
Yeah, and then we didn't hear from him, and now he's next thing you know, he's on the fucking court, mid-court at the Laker game. It's weird. And now he's got a special coming out. It's just weird. So this whole thing about
clones.
I mean, dude, I know people are into that shit, and I'm not saying it's real, but man, it's the whole thing
it's possible.
He just corralled off, got in an accident, crawled his way home, then called. It's it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Is there conspiracy videos about it?
Yeah, I mean, how many of these rappers come back and their tattoos are in different places?
When does that happen?
All the time. You haven't seen it. I got to send you this Instagram page we follow. He's all about
their tattoos
clones.
Don't match up.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird shit. You're
you would think. Okay, since we brought over, I don't know. They say 1,200 to 1,500 Nazi scientists and intelligence people from World War II. They did MK Ultra in the CIA. They formed the CIA. They formed NASA. That's massive mind control with faking the moon missions. What would stop them from experimenting with clones? You would just think of course.
They've been cloning since the 1800s, dude. Why do you not think they couldn't be like?
How do you think it works? Okay, how would they clone someone
Well, this
who
is
was
the way.
30?
This is the way they say it. These rappers, they literally go. There's these videos where one of these rappers says, "I'm a clone. I am robot." Da 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 da. He gives out a number, and he's like, "What happened to your other person?" He's like, "Well, I don't know. When you sell yourself to the devil or whatever, you go into this compartment, and then they clone you." And he might be trolling. Most likely, he's fucking trolling. But the thing is, you never fucking know.
Yeah, well, dude, I don't know where we are with transhumanism and
trolling.
being able to, replicate somebody's personality. Like, they all say Dave Chappelle's a clone, but it's like, how do you get that comedic timing go? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
But it is the whole and then you hear real quick. You hear the thing about when. What's his name? Jack Black from Jumanji.
Yeah.
Was like, the first movie was so successful, we'd have to do it even if we didn't want to. They would probably if we said no, they would kill us and clone us.
Yeah.
It's just weird shit.
Speaking of AI, another cool thing about, not cool, but crazy thing about Epstein is he had the most expensive mansion in Manhattan. It was like $70 million that Les Wexner gave to him. Right?
Do you know who owned it before them?
The Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then he also had a ranch in New Mexico called Zorro Ranch.
Yeah.
But a mile away from Zorro Ranch, he also had he also owned a replica of a Western town. Like it's a Western town replica, and celebrities would go there on vacation. And the Clintons with Chelsea, Bill and Hillary, they would go there every year. It was and he was deep with like the Disney executives and high level Hollywood people. Is Westworld about fucking Epstein, dude? Oh man, is Westworld about Epstein? Because he was all into AI. He was all into the highest levels of science and AI, dude. And he was deep into Hollywood, super powerful, blackmailed all these motherfuckers, not just politicians, but people high in the entertainment business.
And only rich people would go visit Westworld.
Yeah.
Dude,
Only people with money.
They thought they were never going to get caught. I wouldn't doubt if Westworld was about Epstein, dude.
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it either, man.
He had a Western next to his Zorro Ranch, and the Clintons would go there.
They're fucking nuts.
People would go there. The elite would go there to vacation in a Western town. Imagine that. What are the odds?
Do you think he's
what
dead?
What a coincidence.
Do you think he's dead?
He could be. He could be alive.
I think he could.
50-50.
Dude, it's easily. I personally think there's more evidence to him being alive than not being alive. There's nothing that tells me he's officially dead other than one picture. Yeah. So let me get this right. They put him in an unmarked grave. People went looking for the grave, so they decided to take his parents' gravestone up so people couldn't find the grave. Dude, there's one picture of him. The earlobes don't match up.
What's the protocol when something like that happens? A criminal is about to go to trial, and then he gets killed in prison. Do they have a funeral for the guy?
Where's a funeral?
Yeah.
Where's anything?
Maybe they say, in these situations, they're rare, but in these situations, there are no funerals.
Like a death penalty?
Yeah, but hold on. Dude, the government can't decide whether you have a funeral or not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Well, they do.
Was there a funeral?
With terrorists and stuff, they just throw them off the fucking boat.
Yeah, that's what they tell you.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
I remember when they killed
Osama
Osama bin Laden. I remember exactly where I was in my living room watching TV, and I'm like, oh, so they finally killed him. Let's see what they do with the body. Let's see. And then along the bottom of the TV on the news, it says, Osama bin Laden's body has been thrown into the ocean. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? They threw his ass in the ocean?
Yeah.
That's when I knew it was bullshit.
Yeah, the whole thing's
Throw
bullshit.
him in the ocean that quick? You just killed him. You're just gonna.
How many times we killed this ISIS guy? Over and over again, who was a Mossad agent, by the way. And just dude, we got a ding on the Instagram on fucking, on the tinfoil hat one, because I posted a picture of Osama bin Laden and when he was a CIA agent back in the day, back in the early 80s. Yeah. I got dinged for that.
What did it say? I didn't see that. What did it say?
It was
a fact check?
No. This was spreading hateful information or some shit
How
like
about
that.
how about Obama's grandfather supposedly in the CIA? Right?
How crazy is that?
Well, I always knew his
And
mom
related
was. I knew
to
his,
all these presidents.
Yeah, I knew that his mom was. And because mom ran the Bank of Honolulu, and she was the one who was running all the black ops money through from Asia.
She's a sex kitten too. Like, you know how when they break you down in the MK Ultra shit,
Yeah.
you're either like a weapon of war, I forget what it's called, or you're a sex kitten.
And so Obama's related to George Bush.
Yeah, dude, they brought it up in front of him.
That's
and
crazy.
it's like, dude, you're related to Dick Cheney. Well, it's gonna be an awkward Christmas party.
Obama
Everyone's
said
like,
that?
he's so like it was along the lines of that.
Yeah.
You know, oh, he's so brilliant. All right, dude. Well, I forgot to push that. I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona on January 9th through the 12th. I'm at the House of Comedy. Go to az.houseofcomedy.net. Do we
What
have
about,
any?
we got
at the end of
Texas
January
and Oklahoma.
Yeah, what
Why don't
is
you
that
bust
real quick?
What is it we got?
Here we go. January 24th in Dallas, Fort Worth at Hyenas. And January 25th, the next day, in Oklahoma City at Bricktown Comedy Club. Check it out.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. I love you all very much. Thank you for listening. Eddie, I love you.
Thank you.
You're
I
a big
love you
part of
too.
my life, and I'll never be able to repay you for all the kindness you've shown me.
Well, thank you, man.
It's been a great 2019. I love you to death.
you too, man. Love
And
you,
XG,
XG.
I appreciate you. Of
course.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for coming in and let us do this. You guys are the best. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in 2020, motherfuckers.
Stay flat.
It's going to be bizarro. Take care.
Gonna stay flat.